Atrashura Maheshwasabhimarjansamayuridanda Yuyudhano Viratashtruptashmuhartadoradanda Chadoradanda. Duryodhana is not casually praising the Pandava side. He is speaking with a guarded mind. He admits that the warriors standing with the Pandavas are not ordinary fighters and cannot be dismissed. By naming Yuyudhana, Virata, Drupada and others as equal in battle skill to Bhimandarjuna, he is indirectly telling Drona that this is not a weak or easily breakable force. He is also trying to show that the Pandava army is made of many powerful and capable men, so it cannot be defeated by one hero alone. In simple terms, Duryodhana is saying, do not underestimate them, they have many strong and battle-trained warriors, and each one is dangerous. The hidden meaning is deeper than military description. Outwardly Duryodhana sounds confident, but inwardly this verse reveals that he has already measured the strength of the other side very carefully. A person who is fully fearless does not need to repeatedly describe the strength of the opponent in such detail. So beneath his words there is caution, comparison, and a subtle unrest. He is trying to steady Drona, but at the same time he is also trying to steady himself. This is one of the hidden psychological layers of the verse. When a person speaks too much about the strength of the other side, it often means the mind has already been affected by that strength. Another hidden meaning is that Adama often knows the power of Dhamma, yet still chooses confrontation. Duryodhana is not ignorant. He knows the Pandava side is filled with worthy men, noble allies, and trained warriors. Yet knowledge alone does not transform a person. When desire, jealousy, insecurity, and stubbornness dominate, even clear perception does not produce right action. This makes the verse very human. It shows that the problem is not always lack of information, often the real problem is refusal to accept what the information is demanding from you. This shloka also shows how the mind behaves when it faces a worthy rival. First it studies the rival closely. Then it speaks of the rival's strengths. Then it tries to protect its own confidence by turning that observation into strategy. This is exactly how modern human psychology works. In recent times also, when people face a strong competitor in career, business, politics, family disputes, or social standing, they do not always openly admit fear. Instead they begin analyzing the other person's network, talent, support system, influence, and capability. Outwardly they may sound composed and tactical, but inwardly comparison has already begun. The verse captures that mental condition very precisely. In today's life, this verse can be seen in workplaces when someone notices that another colleague is not alone but backed by competence, goodwill, experience, and support from others. The anxiety rises. A person may start speaking in a controlled and strategic way, but the speech is actually coming from inner alertness and insecurity. In families too, when someone senses that another member has moral strength, support from elders, and public sympathy, the insecure mind starts counting who stands with whom. That is exactly what Duryodhana is doing here. He is not merely seeing warriors, he is seeing collective strength, alliance, and the danger of united capability. There is also a timeless lesson here about leadership. Duryodhana knows that one powerful individual is different from a strong system made of many capable people. Madhvacharya's commentary brings out that the Pandava army is formidable because it is not dependent on only one or two stars. Humanly this means that real strength does not come only from personal brilliance, it comes from good people standing together with skill, loyalty, and purpose. In present times also, a person or institution becomes difficult to defeat when strength is distributed across many competent individuals rather than centered in one figure. So this shloka depicts a very modern truth: when the mind faces a serious challenge, it starts measuring, comparing, calculating, and reassuring itself. If the person is honest and dharmic, this leads to humility and preparation. If the person is driven by ego, it leads to tension, guarded speech, and harder aggression. Duryodhana belongs to the second category. He sees clearly, but he does not soften. He understands danger, but he does not correct himself. That is why this verse is not only a list of warriors, it is a quiet exposure of an anxious, competitive, and ego-defended mind.